All right, so we're going to talk about what to do if you're a man in your 20s. And this is coming from someone who just turned 30, and I'm now making multiple six figures per month. Okay. So I wasn't always like this. When I was in my early 20s, I was broke. I was in a job that I hated, slash going to school, which I also hated. And I was kind of living a degenerate lifestyle. So here's me, going to EDC, for instance. And now I'm making a crazy amount of money. I work for myself. I travel the world. Here's a picture of me. I think it's in Thailand, just working on my laptop at a really nice cafe. And yeah, I'm in a situation where I'm living my dream life and I'm making a ton of money. And the craziest thing is, I only have to work 4 hours a week to maintain my business. So let's talk about how you can get to this point and what I had to do to get to this point as a man in my 20s who's now 30. Okay. So goal setting and planning is huge, guys, but let's talk about what you should actually focus on. So the first thing, guys, is the mindset shift. You want to adapt to a long-term perspective, and you want to cultivate a mindset that views current challenges as a part of a larger heroic journey. So, whatever situation you're in, no matter how bad it is, you want to think about it like you're telling your grandkids what you had to do to achieve success. And you want your grandkids to be like, man, grandpa is such a badass. Okay. So, how do you do that? Well, whatever situation, whatever life gave you, right? Life gives you lemons, turn it into lemonade. Because the worse situation you're in, the more epic the story, right? The more epic the story is going to be. So just to give you guys an example, when I was a kid, I lived in trailer park. Okay. Trailer parks, Section 8 housing. I was homeless for short periods of time, about a 3 to 6 month period where I was homeless, living in homeless shelters, and I even slept outside certain times or in the car. So homeless. Um, and yeah, so I came from a really tough situation. Then I went from this situation to getting a 9 to 5 job. I went to college and I became a pharmacist and I got a quote unquote good job. Okay. And it was almost like out of the frying pan and into the fryer because I actually hated my job almost more than I hated being homeless. Because at least, yeah, when I was poor, at least I had time to, I had like leisure time, right? I had time to do stuff that I wanted to do. Whereas when I was working as a pharmacist, I was just tired all the time during my leisure time because it's absolutely exhausting. I was working as a pharmacist during the pandemic. And so that's the situation I came from. And that's a pretty epic story, and I was able to start a business on the side and escape that. Then my next thing was I was kind of stuck around 10 to 30K per month for kind of a long time. And that's because I was just successful on YouTube, but I didn't know how to monetize properly. Right. So I achieved success where I was making money from AdSense. I was even making a little bit of money from affiliate marketing and stuff, but I had no clue how to properly monetize. And so that was my next thing that I had to figure out is how to monetize. And that's what got me to, multiple six figures plus per month. Okay. So, yeah, that's kind of my story. It goes in a few different phases and stuff. And yeah, that's kind of my story. And now I'm at the point where, I turned YouTube into a real business. I focus on, teaching people, for instance, how to grow and make money on YouTube and turn it into a business, right? So it's not something that you're just always spending your time on and you just have zero time to do anything else. You can focus on your business, you can focus on other things, and you can only have to spend like 4 hours a week on YouTube. And that's what I learned how to do, and that's what I teach other people how to do while properly monetizing and making a ton of money from it. And so, yeah, this is the mindset shift that you need to have. Have a long-term perspective. So if life gives you lemons, turn it into lemonade. View struggles as your origin story. Understand hardships or growth, and think of yourself as the hero in your story. Okay, and embrace the figure it out mentality. So develop unwavering confidence in your ability to learn and overcome obstacles through persistent effort. Right? Be a good problem solver. This is I I cannot emphasize how important this is, guys. Be a problem solving machine, okay? Get unbelievably good at solving problems because it's just you in business. There's no one there to tell you how to do it. So you got to figure out how to solve problems on your own. And that at a high level, that's basically what business is. You're solving problems and you're just solving problems all day, right? Every day, especially when you're, at the beginning. Then you can hire other people to solve the problems for you. So if you ever have a problem and you can't solve it, in 15, 20 minutes, set a 20-hour timer to challenge yourself, right? Challenge yourself to solve them. And commit to dedicating a significant amount of time to tackling difficult tasks. So another thing here, guys, is how to cultivate a long-term mindset. I kind of skipped this a little bit. You focus on the origin story, you focus on growth, and you're the hero. And you can pause the video and check this out if you like. This is kind of like more of a sort of like step-by-step guide, like actionable, how you can actually do this. Okay. But a 3-step framework for behavior analysis is you want to use logic. Okay. Most people understand how to do this, but you want to clearly define the behavior that you want to change or improve. This is very important to do this. And why? Why should you change that behavior? And then you also want evidence. Identify how you know this behavior is true or occurring. And you also want to determine why changing this behavior matters for your goals. So for instance, a lot of people waste time changing behaviors that don't even matter that much. When in reality, you're probably going to get a lot more from subtraction rather than addition. Subtraction is actually more important than addition. So most people think, oh, I have to learn this, I have to learn that. And you should learn new things. But really what's more important is you subtract things. Stop surfing social media. Stop watching porn. Stop spending all your time watching Netflix. Stop spending time surfing the internet. Stop spending time wasting your time doing all stuff that's not going to get you results. And then just do the things that you know are going to get you results and learn those things. So this basically comes down to 3 things, guys: sales, marketing, and product, right? Which is basically making sure that your clients get good results. If these are the 3 things that you're going to be mostly focused on pretty much at all times. These are the 3 most important things. Anything that falls out of these 3 categories, you should stop focusing on. Now, actually, marketing is probably the number 1 that you want to focus on. This is number 1. Sales is probably number 2. And then once you actually get a sale, you want to focus on absolutely put all of your focus on making sure that client gets results and they're just delighted with your product. Okay. And, frequently missing deadlines or submitting work at the last minute. That's not really good when it comes to behavior. Spending excessive time on non-essential activities during work hours, social media, unnecessary meetings, etc. Always a waste of time. This is one of the most common things. And if you've worked a 9-to-5 job, you know that wow, there's probably so many examples of wasting time with this. And then feeling stressed and rushed near project due dates. And improving your work performance and productivity, focus on this, reducing stress and improving your overall well-being. Go to the gym, work out, right? This is probably the number 1, self-development tip. Pretty much every time that I've had a really productive kind of phase of my life, it started with going to the gym. Like if I was in a rut, the way to get out of a rut is go to the gym. Go to the gym and work out. I mean, every single time this does the trick. And then all of a sudden it's amazing. It's like you have more energy. It's like you're more motivated. You're not as impulsive and checking stuff all the time. It's amazing how that works. Gym is just number 1, just absolutely without a doubt. Go to the gym and enhance your professional reputation and opportunities for advancement. Increase job satisfaction by feeling more in control of your workload and create more time for high quality work and creative problem solving. Okay. So those are some really good tips for embracing the figure it out mentality. And then focus on behaviors and skills. So shift your attention from vague emotional hurdles to concrete, actionable behavior. And avoid dwelling on demons and traumas. This is another thing that I see. Basically, this is victim mentality. If you have victim mentality, you will never be successful, period. Whether or not it's legitimate or not, Maybe you were super unlucky. I'm not here to judge you, but whether or not it's legitimate or not, if you have victim mentality, you are going to fail at business. I guarantee you. Successful business owners do not have victim mentality. What successful business owners do instead is they see that the lower you started, the more epic your story is going to be, right? So do not ever have victim mentality, okay? And recognize that excessive focus on past traumas can hinder your progress. So just don't focus on them. And analyze specific behaviors. So identify particular actions or habits that are helping or hindering your progress, and then either do more of those things or completely eliminate them. Yeah. So that's a really important part. Mindset shift is huge. Another big thing is define clear long-term goals. So create a vivid vision of your ideal future self to guide your decision making and your daily actions. So envision the best version of yourself. What do you want to become? You're here. This is your current self. Envision your desired self. And then once you have your desired self envisioned, reverse engineer the process that you need to take in order to get to from your current self to your desired self, and then make it step by step. What do you need to do step by step, right? And this, guys, this is extremely important. So there's a book called Psycho Cybernetics. Highly recommend you read this. And this is all about your sort of your way that you view yourself, your self-image. And I can't this is super important stuff. So basically, all the mindset stuff, the woo-woo stuff where you're, envisioning your future self and all that stuff, most of it's pretty woo-woo, but the part that's not woo-woo is that you are actually visualizing what you want to achieve. And if you can see it in your head, the thing that makes humans different than any other animal is that if you can see it in your head, you can achieve it in real life. Like if you can actually visualize it in your head, you can achieve it in real life. And visualizing things and setting goals makes it 100 times more likely you're going to achieve it. So consider various aspects of your life: career, relationships, health, personal growth, etc. And, see, is the goal defined? No? Okay, start over. Define clear long-term goals. And if it is, use goals for decision making. And all of your decisions that you make should align with your goals, like what goals you're wanting to make. So this could be like you envision yourself with a six-pack, like very in shape, right? So obviously you need to go to the gym. So that's something you need to do all the time. You need to do it, 5 days a week or whatever in order to get there. And you need to watch your, what you're eating. You need to pay attention to your diet. If you do those two things, you're going to have a six-pack eventually, right? It might take some people, depending on your genetics, 3 months, might take some people a year and a half, 2 years, but eventually you're going to have a six-pack, right? So that's just an example of going to the gym. But when it comes to making money, it's the same thing. And what you want to focus on is, I'm going to type this out. I think I got to change the color here. Let's see. Become the person who deserves to have the goal met. Okay. So become the person who deserves to have the goal met. So if your goal is making 10K per month, you need to become a person who deserves to make 10K per month. If your goal is, having a really good body, you need to become the person who deserves to have a really good body, right? And if you think about it like that, it makes things much simpler. So people who deserve to have a good body, that means they earned it. How do you earn it? Well, you do the steps that it takes to have a good body. You go to the gym 5 times per week. You watch your diet, right? And when you do that, you will earn the thing that you want. Somebody who makes 10K per month, what do? They have good marketing. They have good sales. They get their clients results. And if you're focused on marketing, for instance, you might have to make one piece of content per day, right? Make 3 YouTube videos per week. Guarantee you, if you make 3 YouTube videos per week consistently, you're going to make it to 10K per month in a pretty short period of time as well, right? So become the person who earns it, who earned it. Also prioritize skill development. Consistent practice and feedback loops to accelerate your personal and professional growth is extremely important. And you need to identify the key skills. So, again, guys, I already talked about the key skills that you need to have: sales, marketing, and product, right? You need to actually be able to deliver on the product. But those are the three things you need to focus on. And focus on the meta skills as well. So, learn how to think, learn how to learn, right? That's extremely important. But you need to prioritize skills based on their impact and your current proficiency. So usually it goes like this. First, you learn marketing, then you learn sales, and then you learn product, like how to actually deliver, right? So you get that first client and you focus on product, product, product. You need to be able to deliver for that client. And reevaluate skills, right? So make sure that your skills are up to stack. Seek feedback from professionals. This is, why I consult with people. You can check me out down in the description and the pinned comment below if you want to consult with me on growing and making money on YouTube. I usually consult with YouTubers who need to figure out how to make money, or business owners that are trying to grow on YouTube. And are your skills improved, right? Yes, refine your skills and identify areas needed for improvement. If no, go back to the beginning, right? And the key idea here is skill development happens through feedback loops, okay? Constant feedback loops. Constantly doing stuff and then looking at what you did, seeing if it's good enough. If it's not good enough, improving it. If it is good enough, still improving it, but not as much. Also create a financial plan, guys. So honestly, the thing is, you really need to, this is actually extremely important. So solve the money problem first, then solve all of the other problems. Why? Because all of the other problems will be 10 times easier to solve if you just solve the money problem first. Like fitness. Well, if you're broke, you don't have time to go to the gym, right? So if you solve the money problem, all of a sudden you have a lot more time and you can hire a personal trainer and you can buy the best food, right? So solve the money problem first and then solve all the other problems. And set goals when it comes to money, create a budget. This is especially important when you're poor. Really huge tip on this, guys, is to get a remote job if possible, and then move to somewhere with low cost of living. Okay. Get a remote job, move somewhere with low cost of living. So just as an example, you could have a remote job, you're making $3K per month, which is terrible. But if you're able to live in the Philippines, it only costs $1K per month to live in the Philippines. And you can live really well on $1K per month. So that means you're going to be saving $2K per month, and then you can start your business on the side. And plan future investments. So allocate funds for education, training, or experiences that align with your goals. And C, is your target savings made? If no, repeat. If yes, identify potential investment opportunities for personal or professional development. And then time management and work ethic, guys. This is super, super important as well. Normalize a rigorous work schedule. Like another way of saying this is just work hard. Okay. All these gurus telling you, oh, you don't have to work hard. You just work smart, blah, 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 blah. Nah. At the end of the day, you got to work hard, especially when you begin. Now, later on, you can start working smart, but don't start working smart until first you're working hard. And rapidly accumulate experience and valuable skills. There's nothing that will be more valuable, guys, than experience and skills. Those are the two things that business owners care about. For instance, when they hire people, all they care about is experience and skills. That's all they care about, right? And it's the same, and there's a reason for that, because that's what's effective, right? Is experience and skills. So aim for 6-day, 12-hour a day work weeks, right? You can rest on one day, but you want to work your ass off when you're at the beginning, and use this intense schedule to accelerate skill development and career growth. Okay. And if possible, when you get your remote job, by the way, try to get a job where you're learning valuable skills, if possible, right? This is like a cheat code, guys. If you're getting paid to learn valuable skills, you're in the right direction. So get a job where you're getting paid to learn valuable skills, because most people have to pay a ridiculous amount of money to learn valuable skills, aka college, which usually they're not that valuable. but you're going to flip that on your head and you're going to get paid to learn valuable skills. And if you can do it with a remote job, oh my gosh, it's going to be amazing for you. And use your youthful energy. Guys, if you're in your 20s, you have more energy than just about anybody else out there. I'm telling you right now. And so use it to your advantage, because I'm telling you, 40-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, they don't have the energy you have. So use that youthful energy to your that you have to your advantage. Because right now, that's one of the huge advantages you have as a young person is your energy and your health. So use it to your advantage. And view this period as an investment in your future value and capabilities, because once you solve the money problem, guys, it's going to be so much easier to solve every other problem in your life. And use what you've got and trade that energy for experience points and become useful. Become useful to society. That's a huge thing, right? Become useful to society. And then after you start to make money, right? So first you trade your energy and your time. Energy plus time, you trade it for money. And then after you start to make money, you trade that money back for more time and more energy, right? That's how it works. And then you just go through this cycle, and then you use that to make more money, right? And then you trade it back for more, even more time and more energy by hiring people to do stuff for you, right? And practice extreme time management as well. So I have these little timers all around my house, right? And I use them all the time when I'm trying to get stuff done. And it's like I'm racing against the clock. Another thing I do is I always write down exactly what I'm going to do on the flashcards, and I write down hour by hour what I need to do. And this is how you maintain high productivity levels and energy levels. And yeah, it's just prioritize consistent sleep patterns as well. You want to make sure you sleep well. That's another huge energy level tip. And then just ruthlessly eliminate time wasting activities. So just as an example, going out and partying. Nope. Eliminate that shit. Do not go out. Do not go drinking. I drink maybe once per year when I'm hanging out with my family. If I'm having a really cool, time with my family and I want to make some memories, because I don't see them that often, I'll drink like once per year, right? I ruthlessly eliminate any activity that does not contribute to my goals. And by the way, when you eliminate it, you won't miss it that much. Trust me, it's not that big of a deal. And then determine if you're distracted. If yes, go back, look at this stuff again. And if no, take note of what you're doing and be ruthless in cutting out distractions and unproductive activities. So I only had a few minutes to explain this one, guys. If you want to consult with me on how to grow on YouTube and how to monetize YouTube and how to turn it into a real business, link is down in the description and the pinned comment below. And I'll see you guys next time.